Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 8 of my 4-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 4 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing as Straelak Soulreaper, and I'm leading the human Hollowkin. For more information on my leader and race characteristics and specifications, please check the video description. In our last episode, we managed to eliminate the first of our 3 opponents, and you can see here, Kaer Enchanter is no more. We were able to successfully defeat him, and we're now in the process of absorbing, or at least trying to absorb, another of his cities. So he had founded the city of Safeward underground, and we are in the process of laying siege to it. Now, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but once I attack the city here, I'm not sure if I'm going to just absorb the city as a full city, or if I want to maybe turn it into a vassal. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but once we have Kaer's city kind of dealt with, I guess then the question is going to be, where do we go from there? So that's something we'll discuss here shortly. Now, before I jump into the episode proper, I did just want to give a couple of quick shoutouts to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Jamie Davis. Now, Jamie pointed out that I should probably consider taking Dim Tur and absorbing it rather than leaving it as a vassal. And you can see here for 240 Imperium, I'd actually be able to integrate this and turn it into a full-fledged city of mine. And Jamie makes a great point here, and the rationale is that the additional production and income I'm going to get from the city once it's my full vassal would be much better than, or my full, not a vassal in a full city, would be much better than what I'm getting currently with it as a vassal. Even with supreme vassalage, I'm only getting 60% of the income, so there's 40% still left on the table. And that's a really good point. And not to mention, you look at where Dim Tur is, it's in a really good spot. I mean, we've got a lot of really good resources here. We've got a mana node, we've got a mine, that's a gold vein that's available there. Let's see, do any of these other provinces have improvements? We've got another mana node here. There's a iron deposit over there, and then of course the haste berries as well. So we've got a ton of really good. Oh, and then check it out, this mine has an iron deposit as well. So as you can see, Dim Tur has some really, really good stuff. And not to mention there's another spot over here that has another iron deposit. So I think that's a really good point. Now I have to keep in mind that we have a city cap here, and you can see it at the top. We can currently have 3 cities, and I already have 2. Now, this is without suffering economic penalties, so I'm thinking what I might do is take Dim Tur as a city and turn Safeward into a vassal. Now, the next comment here is from Devin Larson. Devin pointed out that when a scout is ambushed, as we saw happen to my scout over here by some of Kaer's units, now this is different from Age of Wonders 3, which of course is what I'm used to, but when a scout gets ambushed, once you go into battle, the scout actually can try to run away. Now there's a pretty good chance the scout is still going to be killed, but there is the chance that it might survive, so it's not an absolute guarantee that you're going to lose the unit. And I didn't know that, so that's great to know. I appreciate Devin pointing that out. The next comment here is from Major Simmer. Now Major pointed out that I should continue checking to ensure that I'm winning the diplomacy race, as it were, in regard to, let's just take a look, in regards to free cities. So if I look at Sorcerer's Solace here, you can see that we appear to be out in front, and we have a Pact of Cooperation in 11 turns. Now, I'm not 100% sure at what point we become into a situation where we've outright won that race to obtain them as a vassal. I'm assuming it's when we get to a pact of vassalage, but I don't know that for certain. And what Major is pointing out here is that it's possible that someone else could kind of overtake me in that race. So I want to keep an eye on this, keep checking it, and seeing if I need to boost things as I go. So I appreciate Major pointing that one out. And then another great point here from Major is that I was kind of lamenting some of my province improvements and trying to min-max them a bit to optimize production in Forndusk here. And what Major's pointing out, and it's a really good idea, is that I can always consider switching the province improvements here as needed. So let's say I've built a couple of quarries and I've boosted the things I needed a quarry for, but now I need a forester. Well, maybe that's high time to switch my quarry over to a forester, and then I'll have enough foresters for what I need. Now, of course, there's a turnaround time for that. It's not an instantaneous development, but I still appreciate Major pointing that out. It wasn't something I had really considered doing all that much, so I'm glad to at least kind of have that in my back pocket if needed. The next comment here is from Death. Death pointed out that in regards to kind of overall general strategy and how to proceed from here, as I mentioned, we've eliminated Kaer. So now the question is, do we go real gung-ho and try to engage Terran or Iska in a battle? Important to remember here that if we look at diplomacy, I want to actually go to the diplomacy menu. What you can see here is that Terran is actually at war with Iska. So the two of them are fighting right now. So you know what? I might be happy to just kind of let them fight. And in fact, that's what Death is suggesting. That in the meantime, I should, rather than picking a fight right now, continue, clearing structures, gaining more experience, building my forces, and trying to get a couple of outposts set up on things like magic materials. Like, for example, we've got Firestone Forge over here, but also clearing out some of these ancient wonders and putting some outposts on those to get a hold of them and occupy them. And I think that's a really good idea. Oh, and look at this. Okay, so here's Thomas Kingfisher, an army that is coming out from Silverbridge, and we did know that this was coming, and unfortunately it looks like our throne city is going to be under attack fairly soon. Now, thankfully, there isn't a whole lot to this army. It's just 2 tier 1 units and a hero. But we do have to keep an eye out for that and be very wary, because obviously that could cause us some problems if it starts, attacking our territory. So just noticed that while I was over there. But in any case, I really appreciate Death's point. I think that's a great advice, just to kind of clear things out, get a bit stronger, and then maybe I can capitalize as the war is going, probably in favor, I'm assuming, of Iska, who I think is the stronger of the two right now. Maybe once Iska has kind of got the upper hand, I can swoop in and try to then attack Iska, perhaps. But in any case, Death also pointed out that Dim Tur is in a much better spot and has better upgrades, at least as far as we've been able to see. If we jump back underground and take a look at Safe Word, you can see that we don't really have a ton. We've got a mana node down here, which isn't bad. But Safe Word is a much smaller city. We do have a gold vein as well, so it's not like it's terrible. We also have, you can see, a mana node here. So there's plenty of good stuff around here. It's not like it's in a terrible spot or anything, but probably better to absorb Dim Tur. It's a bigger city as well. So I agree with Death on that one. Let's see. Death is also, one other point there was in regards to production in the Throne City. So if we jump back over to Forndusk here, in terms of what to build next, a granary would be great, as that would improve my food income and increase the rate of growth of the city. And at this point, I haven't really done anything that would improve that growth rate, so that wouldn't be a bad idea. Death is also suggesting that the interrogation dungeon could be quite useful. There's a few reasons for that. So the knowledge income, obviously a good thing. And then we also would get some knowledge income per hero in the prisons. So as we're fighting and killing heroes, that actually might be very helpful for us. So I kind of like that idea. As we're imprisoning more heroes, we're going to get some knowledge from them. So that's a really good idea. And then Death is also suggesting that the underground lab wouldn't be a bad idea as well. The knowledge and gold combo is pretty solid, and I quite like that. So definitely some good choices there, and we're probably going to pick one of those moving forward here. And then finally, we have some comments from David Houston. David suggested that we may need to actually place a city underground eventually rather than just an outpost, and that's in regard to, if we look down here, yeah, here it is, that Forbidden Shrine. You can see, I mean, we would have to put an outpost to absorb the shrine, but then we've got a number of other good structures. We've got a gold vein, another one here, a mana node. So we've got some good stuff down here, so it might be worth just, founding a city eventually, once maybe our city cap's a little higher. So we'll have to, think about that. But I think that's a great point. And then David also mentioned that I may want the General Empire perk that allows me to dig through walls to clear things out, because, again, those can create barriers for annexing provinces and whatnot. So, again, excellent points from everybody. I very much appreciate the comments and suggestion, guys. They're extremely useful. Tons of good information there. And as always, much appreciated. So let's jump into the episode proper. So we left it off. We did have that production choice for Forndusk. Now we can also build a unit, and I think given that we're about to likely come under attack, we probably do want some additional forces here. We could just turn out a skeleton immediately this turn if we really wanted to. Let's just take a look. What army do we have? So we already have a skeleton and a necromancer. We could always just build another skeleton for free and then combine it using our spell to get a bone golem. That's not the worst idea, so maybe we'll do that. Let's just turn out a skeleton immediately. And then, let's see what else we've got here. So, skeleton and outrider are the only two that are instantaneous in a single turn. So, probably not going to do either of those. Although, maybe another skeleton isn't the worst idea. But why don't we do... Oh, man, we already have it one necromancer, but let's just do another skeleton, actually, now that I think about that. Just for the speed. And then, while we're at it, let's pick our build. So... you know, as was discussed, probably going to go for one of the aforementioned structures. Of course, nothing is currently boosted, which is a shame. But I'm just looking here. Part of me does want to grab the Wizard Tower real quick just for that Imperium income. But I guess another option would be to, you know, optimize the some of these special province improvements here. Again, Soulwell for the additional souls would be good. And it does count as a research post as well, which I believe maybe none of them do require a research post to boost. No, this one needs farms. All right, so why don't we go with, let's see. You know, the underground laboratory is definitely calling my name, I think. Although, you know what, the granary for increased growth rate might be worth it. We really haven't done anything to upgrade that. So, as you know, basic as it might seem, the granary is probably a decent choice. These both require 2 farms, so... oh, sorry, this one needs 2 foresters, this one needs 2 farms. We do already have a single forester, so maybe we work on this one that needs the farms first. Let's do the underground lab, and then maybe we can build that second forester to speed up the granary. Alright, so that takes care of that. That's pretty much the end of our turn here. We do have our Summon Lesser Snow Spirit. And you know what? I'm going to throw that right here just to provide... I think I'm going to add it to this stack. Just to provide some extra muscle here for this upcoming fight that we may want to try out with this army coming our way. Another point, I can't remember who it was that left it, but... One thing I do want to consider is always putting the units that benefit the most from experience in the squad with the heroes, because the, I believe it's might be Straelak that has the upgrade, but does have that upgrade that gives units in the squad more experience. Let's just take a look. I think he has that one. Yeah, experienced leader, is that it? Yeah, all non-hero units in the army gain 2 experience each turn. And that's really good for, like, the Snow Spirit here to try to get him promoted so that we can get him up to that champion rank such that he will evolve into a full-fledged Snow Spirit. So that's a really good reminder. Let's close that out. We're going to clear out this iron deposit as well. So there's actually some really solid resources down here. I think it's probably going to be worth putting a city down here eventually. But for now, we might just go with an outpost. Alright, so, yeah, let's maybe end the turn there. Let's just double-check here. I probably want to grab this Materium Empire skill because that's going to make our outpost cheaper. And 1 less turn to build, and they also will have a work camp already. So that would be a really good upgrade, and we'll be able to afford that next turn. So maybe we'll do that one. Alright, I think we're in good shape, so let's end it right there. Alright, so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this war between the two of them goes. I suspect Terran is going to be in rough shape. Terran's already been in the Void at least once, so... Alright, new Empire skill available. What is it? Ooh, hang on now. Dark Vigor. Your armies regenerate 10 hit points per turn in hostile domain. Wow, now that is very powerful. Because normally your units don't really heal when they're in enemy territory. So that could be very useful. At the moment, since we're not, in a war actively, I'm not going to go for it just yet, but that's one I definitely want to get in the future. So why don't we grab this a Materium skill, since we're going to probably be founding an outpost relatively soon. Again, that used up a lot of our Imperium. And of course, we've got a bunch of things we want to do with Imperium, like turn Dim Tur into a full-fledged city. But for now, we're going to just hang on to the Imperium. Or spend it on what we needed there, and then now we'll try to save some for a bit. Alright, so why don't we just head over here, and we can clear out this structure while we're in the neighborhood. And you can see the lava is separating us from Safeward, so we can't get over there easily. Now, if we could dig, we might be able to dig over. I wonder how well-defended Belstar is, because that's one I wonder if we could, just attack and try to lay siege to. Alright, let's engage this battle here. Alright, so they're doing their thing over there. Alright, nothing too crazy here. I think we're just going to kind of play this one really formulaic and by the book. So we'll get our Night Guard up there. We'll throw on our Restore because they're a little bit worse for wear. Let's see here. Our Storm Spirit as well can be our big boy up front. Get our Snow Spirit up there. And then we'll move our ranged units in to get defensive tactics going. I think that's going to do it. And we're going to let them come to us. Yes, they've got a skeleton, they've got some vampire spider hatchlings, and then they've got a bone golem as well. Now, it's too bad I don't have, like, control undead or something like that that I could use to try to steal some of these units. That was one of my favorite Age of Wonders 3 strategies, was to obtain units that way. I was very sad to learn that, unfortunately, at least as far as I understand, the mind control effects in Age of Wonders 4 are not permanent after the battle ends, so you can't acquire units that way. That's really unfortunate, because like I said, that was one of my all-time favorite strategies. Anyway, I digress. Okay, let's hit him with a Sundering Curse on the Bone Golem there. Very nice. Let's see here. Okay, we've got some pikemen that are going to be coming at us. Spider hatchlings as well. We're going to probably take some hits, and that's fine. I mean, we're just going to sort of have to deal with it. So I think we'll just hang out right here, and then let's end the turn, and we'll just take some hits. I don't think it'll be too bad. There we go. Ooh, that canceled our retaliation with that charge. Alright, so now we can sort of counterattack here a little bit. Yeah, let's blast. Very nice. Look at that. Big damage. Ooh, nice. And let's just get the kill out right here. Perfect. Alright, now, for things on this side of it. Oh, and look at that. I forgot about those skeletons that come back. That's kind of funny. I've never seen it work on the enemy side before. I'm so used to getting that benefit myself. Why don't we just hit these skeletons with some magic bolts here? There we go. And then we can blast them with some magic. Very nice. And then let's get the kill here. Perfect. And now we got some good regen going as well. Alright, now I suspect my Snow Spirit's going to take some damage, but we should be fine. Oh, they're going to go for Straelak. Okay, that's alright. Yeah, he can tank that damage, no problem. Oh yeah, our big boy doing some retaliation. Alright, so Straelak needs a little bit of help here. So one thing we can do is we can jump over here like this. Perfect. Oh yeah, and then look at this. Big damage there. Alright. And then, ooh, and you know what? We can even throw one of these on for size. Nice, Dark Ritual. Got some decaying zombies out here. We can use them for the kill. Excellent. That is going to free up our pikemen as well to kind of move out. And we've still got our ranged units here who can do some good damage, so let's take advantage here. You know what? We might as well just get the kill on these ones. Perfect. And then we can do a Sundering Curse here. Excellent. Follow that up perhaps with a Freezing Burst, 90% chance to kill. Oh yeah. Very nice. Nice and clean, and it looks like we may have, yes, we got a level up with our Snow Spirit, so now we are just one medal away. We have to get to Champion, and then that unit will evolve, which is exactly what we want to happen. Oh, nice. Okay, and we got some production and some leg gear. Let's take that reward, and we will open our... Very nice. Excellent. We will confirm that. Leg gear, that's great. A little more protection. Alright, so now if we want to found... Yeah, here we go. Outpost. So we would need... It looks like we can't put it quite on the... let me just put that away. So can we... It doesn't look like we can actually put one on where the Forbidden Shrine is. Which is too bad. It would be very nice to have one that we actually can put there. Maybe we just need to move a little closer to it. So we'll wait one more turn. We'll try and move a bit closer. Oh, so maybe you can't build it on the same tile as the Forbidden Shrine. Either that or maybe I have to clear it out first. Well, you know what? We could throw it where the gold vein is and then eventually just turn it into a city. That might be the plan here. So what if we do that? What if we just put it right here? We build the outpost. Let's see. Can be built by a hero, be upgraded into a city, has various upgrades that can be built on it, gather gold, mana, and knowledge from resource nodes and magic materials. Alright, well, let's do it. We'll build it here, and then eventually we'll expand this into a full city. That's going to be the game plan. Alright, so we'll do that. And then we will head for the underground passage to get back to the surface. Meanwhile, Frost Arrows is ready to go. So it'll affect our skirmishers and our ranged units. Why don't we do that? Nice. Solid upgrade. Now for spell casting, we'll probably keep summoning these Corrupt Souls. Having a tier 3 unit that we can summon is really, really nice. So that's what we'll do. Now, they are kind of expensive on our soul economy, which is where we're probably going to need to improve our soul income. And we can certainly start working on that. So let's close that out. And then we can jump back up to the surface here. Jumping down. So safe word is almost ready to go. It doesn't really look like there's anything guarding the city, so should be fairly straightforward battle for us. Where we're just taking the city, I think. So we'll end the turn there, and then that should do it. Let's just double check that we don't have any... Yeah, nothing else we can annex at the moment. Let's check out Red Fjorn here. Red Fjorn could start working on another unit, actually. And you know what? Maybe getting Warlock wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, let's do that. We'll start working on a Warlock there. And we can end our turn. And nice, look at that. We now have our Dark Knight. This is our first produced tier 3 unit. So that's not summoned, that is. Very, very cool. So it has Dark Surge. Deals damage to enemies in a 2-hex cone. Deals double damage to units with a negative status effect. So that's really good because we've got lots of ways to apply negative status effects. Has heavy charge strike, and then frost blades. Now it does count as obviously cavalry, so we'll have to be careful for pikemen, and is considered a shock unit. And looks pretty badass, let's be honest. Very cool. Now we want to get these units moving. It's not really worth just having them sit there, so maybe we'll send them down. It looks like there might be a spawning structure or something here that we'll have to deal with, so might want to head down that way. Alright, let's end our turn there. You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have started switching the my structures as I was talking about. Oh, and here comes the... So what is he doing? Looks like he's trying to take out that structure, so we may have to go over there and fight him. Let's see. After a diplomatic dinner with your envoys, you are contacted by a pale seer, Efka Starseer of Sorcerer's Solace. Now, that's that city we're trying to improve our relations with. Nice. Okay, we can spend some gold here. This man's death's supposed to be... Let's just see. After trying to stew you, human Hollowkin are famous for my food... Well, hang on, let me read that again. I need to learn the truth. After trying this stew, you human Hollowkin are famous for my food taster bloated with gas until the poor man was ripped apart from within, turning the buffet into a nauseating mess. Was this man's death supposed to be my own? Do you seek my demise? So I would have to say that it's a tragic accident, and I would pay them to forget about the incident. I could threaten them a little bit, which wouldn't be good. Or really piss them off and lose a bunch. So we're going to pay the gold. That's going to help us out, gaining some allegiance and speed things up. So let's pay them. Very cool. Now, what is going on here? It looks like they're trying to destroy our research post. Now, can we get over there in time? Yes, we can. So why don't we just head right over there? The next turn, we're going to go fight them. Now, in the meantime here, might be worth summoning that Corrupt Soul. I think I'm probably going to summon the Corrupt Soul to this stack, so we've got a few units in that squad, and we can start heading out. So why don't we do that? Let's summon our Corrupt Soul on Red Fjorn here. And now this group can begin to explore. It'd be nice to have another unit in there, but we will have the Warlock in 2 turns. And we have to decide on a structure here as well. I might have missed that in the last turn. That's my fault. Now, one thing we could do is just completely replace the research post with a... Let's go back here. A soul well for the extra souls. Now, one thing that would be great, and I believe it was Major Simmer that pointed this out, but the Golem mine would now be very useful because what this does, it counts as a mine, and it... I think there's an upgrade where... if it's near other mines, it improves their output or something like that. +5 production. Oh, this, never mind. +5 production per adjacent quarry. Okay, I read that wrong. Maybe it was the Dark Forge. Oh, yeah. +7 draft per quarry or mine adjacent. So that would be really good to have these adjacent mines next to it. So that's something I probably want to do as well. That said, let's just see what else we've got. We've got the Overlord's Tower. That's quite a bit of time to build it. Granary to improve our growth rate. Now, that only takes 3 turns. That might actually be worth doing. Ooh, the Arcane Institute would boost our knowledge quite a bit, actually. That would be a huge bonus. Let's do the Granary just to get the growth rate going. We'll do the Granary. Alright, so we got some orders for Straelak Underground here. Again, we're not quite strong enough at the moment to take on the Forbidden Shrine. We need to add some more units to this stack before we're able to really do that. So we will head back up to the surface, I think. Although I suppose we could check a little more down there. But it's probably better to just get back to the surface, get back in the fight. Nice. Artisan Armaments is now finished. Increase critical hit chance for some of our units there. Oh, here we go. Iron Golem. This is what we were after. Tier 3 shield unit. Really beastly. Definitely want to get my hands on them. Necrotic Magic. This would improve our Battle Mage and support units and give them 60% chance of inflicting decaying, which could be pretty nasty. And then Ice Coffin is just a damage spell. Let's go for the Iron Golem here. See if we can get that going. We now have an outpost. So we can give it a watchtower. We can give it a palisade wall. That just improves its fortification health. And then we can turn it into a city, but we're going to need some Imperium. Okay, that's good to know. Now, because of the gold vein, the upkeep is completely canceled out, so it's not going to... give us any issues. Now, it looks like I can build some other structures in the territories around the gold mine here, which is great. Or around the outpost, I should say. We've got a mana node here. We could do a conduit or a research post. We've got another gold mine over here. Iron deposit. We could do a quarry. I think we'll probably do a research post here. Let's get that going. Yeah, that's huge. We have to be careful. Our gold situation is getting a little bit dicey. All right, so safe word. We've now sieged, so we should be able to just waltz into the city here. Oh, and here we go. Okay, so there's the defenders. Let's see. Can we attack? Hang on, let's close that for a second. Make sure we're ready, and then... Oh, wow, it's actually very well defended. Oh my god. Okay, look at that. Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 3. Holy cow. You know what? We might not be strong enough. I honestly did not think we would have that problem at all. That's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, look at what we're dealing with. We've got 2 bone golems, 2 mages, skeleton. I was going to switch the stack around. Well, we're kind of tied up in this siege, and then we've got the snow spirits and the corrupt soul. Not to mention they've got a hero here. You know, I don't know if we're strong enough to do this. I think this army might be too tough for us, honestly. We might need a few more units to back us up here. Well, isn't that a kick in the teeth? Now, how long would it be to get reinforcements over there? Like, let's say we wanted this stack to go join. That would be at least 3 turns. Don't really want the heroes to just sit there for all that time. Be kind of inefficient. Just have this stack sitting there doing nothing. I suppose on the other chance, I could try the battle. I mean, it's a big risk, though. And the reward is basically just getting a vassal. So, you know, I don't know. That might not be worth it. What if we were just to send the Dark Knight? Would that... No, I don't think that's really going to matter. Alright, well, let's start sending them over, I guess. Yeah, once they get down there, they should be able to help. So, now if we were to leave the siege... I'm wondering, you know, there might be something we could do. We could clear something out in the meantime. I don't know what happens. I'm assuming that's going to reset the siege, though. Plus, this unit could move out and attack my army. Yeah, I don't really know how that works. If I break my units off, I'm assuming the siege will, like, reset. It's considering it a risky battle here. Let's see. Oh, and then it's adding a little bit to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's actually 7 units on there, not just 6. We do have the harassed defenders, so they will take some damage. That is one thing. But you can see, I mean, they've got 116 health. You know, I don't feel good about it, so I think we'll just wait. And I'm assuming if I break these units off, it's going to end the siege. So we're just going to wait. Yeah, so it's occupied by a hostile army, won't produce. It's being pillaged, 2 turns left. So yeah, we want to get in there. Yeah, we'll hold up here. That's a bit of a bummer. We could summon some more snow spirits, though, so let's work on that. Can add them into this group. Alright, in the meantime here... there's not a whole lot else for us to do, unfortunately. This is one of Terran's armies, it looks like. Moving over. Alright, let's end it here. Don't think there's really anything else for us to do. We'll just double check. Yeah, we can't annex anything else. Nothing here in Redfjorn. As I was saying, maybe it's worth changing out one of these structures here. Like I said, we're currently working on the underground lab, but if we finish that, we're probably going to go for the granary. So maybe we do want a forester, like let's say right here. We could replace that with a forester. It's going to take 3 turns. Let's do it. And then when that's ready, we will be able to then boost our production for the granary. So that's pretty cool. All right, we will end it there. Yeah, that's kind of a disappointment. I didn't realize just how strong that city was. But, oh well. I'm definitely behind in my military, that's for sure, in terms of the quality of my units. I have lots of units, I just don't have nearly as many really strong units. Uh-oh. Well, Terran has declared war on us, it looks like. Yeah, considering a threat. Okay, well, goodbye. Well, now we have to be careful because Terran's got units in the area, so... Alright, well, first things first, let's just head over and clear this out. So we just want to engage in this battle. We have to be careful because there is a hero here, but we should be able to handle it, I'm hoping. Alright, so... yeah, tier 1, and a level 5 hero. So why don't we... got all these skeletons here. And then we've got a beastly necromancer in the back. Probably should have turned a pair of these skeletons into bone golems, but that's fine. We're going to group up. Get those defensive tactics going. Get our snow spirit involved. I think that's everybody, so we'll end it there. They buff the morale of his units. Let's see. So this necromancer can use Frost Blast and then has Raise Undead and Strengthen Undead. So let's strengthen one of our undead units there. Perfect. And then we will end our turn. Ouch. That hurt. Nice, we dodged that at least. Alright, so, first thing we want to probably do is blast the hero for some damage. Very nice. And then, it would be great to get around behind, but we're not able to just because of the current situation here. So, I think what we'll do is we'll go like this. Tie these guys up with... and you know what? We'll just hang out in defense mode. We'll let them attack us. Meanwhile, this skeleton could do some pretty hefty damage, but will take some punishment in return. So maybe what we do instead is we use our... oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Now, there's that undo button. Let's see, can we... that's gonna... this is gonna restart combat, which we don't want. Wonder if I can undo putting this guy in defense mode, though. I don't think I can, unfortunately. Yeah, that'll just restart combat entirely, which is not what I want. I wanted to move him up and attack the hero a little bit more. Yeah, that's a shame. Oh, well. Let's see here. Like I said, I could attack, but I think probably better to just sit in defense mode. Alright, well, I guess we'll just end it there. Nice, okay, took some damage there. Skeleton getting killed. Alright, our skeleton's dead. Fortunately, we can use Raise Undead. Bring him right back. There we go. Alright, now this time I'm not going to misclick. Move over. Hit him with a freezing burst. And then we can step up from behind here and do some massive flanking damage. Fantastic. And then, you know what? Let's do some work here. Very nice. And let's do a bit of damage there as well. Alright, that'll do. Ooh, my undead are kind of getting annihilated here a little bit. Now, unfortunately, we can't use Raise Undead again. We can only use it one time. Now, the good news is we can hit this hero for some heavy damage. And then we should be able to flank him. And then get the kill right here. Perfect. And then some more big damage here. Excellent. And we may still lose that one undead. Yep, there it goes. Ouch. Nice retaliation to get that kill. Alright, so then let's move on up here. Blast them for that damage. Our pikemen can step up, give them some business. Then we can get the finish with our Snow Spirit. Well, we lost 2 skeletons, which is a bit of a shame, but we got the battle cleared up. And importantly, we got our research post back. Now, I have to watch out, though, because this army of Terrans is probably going to head over. So I may actually retreat back to our territory a little bit, just to get back to our city. I think we're going to need to really start cranking out units here at the throne to make sure that we're well defended. Thinking probably another skeleton, and then we can use our spell, get a bone golem, and then maybe add in a warlock would be good. So let's do a skeleton first, just to have that extra muscle. Alright, over here, we're going to continue to head underground. See if we can get there to help out. Orders required. So Straelak needs to do something, so let's go up above ground here. Nice. The Shrieker's Tomb, I think, is probably too strong for us. Well, since we're at war with Terran, let's head over. We can go for this outpost, at least. And we got a Snow Spirit ready to go, so let's summon that underground here. Also, as was discussed, why don't we juggle this stack a little bit? So we'll move the undead over. And we'll move our strongest units over. Maybe one of our bone golems can go here. And one of our elementals can move over. That's pretty good. And then at least our Snow Spirit's getting some experience. We do have a new Empire skill. Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay. Surge Spellcasting. This is an Astral Empire skill. Casting a combat spell reduces the cost of all other combat spell types by 25% for 2 turns. Now, that's pretty solid. Especially since we're going to most likely be casting a bunch of spells in the upcoming battles. Again, though, I don't know if I want to spend the Imperium on it just yet. Let's see how this looks now, at least for... Oh, whoops, I guess I didn't... Alright, let's see. What are we looking at for... Yeah, we're still on the low end, so... I definitely want the backup. Oh, nice. We found the remains of Thomas Kingfisher in the crypt. We can sell those remains for some gold if necessary. Same here for Enola. We can also animate him, which will turn him into an undead, but we have a hero limit of 2 right now, so it's probably not worth doing. We're getting a little bit of mana income as well from the crypt, which is kind of nice. Let's see, a new rally has started. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, here we go. Okay, we've got some half-decent choices here. Got a Plague Serpent, we've got a Night Guard, a Warlock. Let's see now, can this Plague Serpent evolve? I'm curious. I would love to know. Let's see. Can we look at them? There we go. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that it would be able to evolve, but no such luck there. Still a very cool unit. Has a multi-type melee attack, which is good. Benefits from Brand of Wrath and Frost Blades. And has low maintenance, which isn't so bad. Otherwise here, the Night Guard and the Warlock would both be definitely useful. We've got a decent amount of gold. We can sell those hero remains as well for the extra gold if necessary. There's also a Storm Scale Serpent. Let's see, is this one evolved? No, it doesn't. So this is just a slightly different version of that same serpent. This one is statically charged, though, which is kind of nice. Meaning when it gets hit by a melee attack, the attacker will actually take lightning damage. That's pretty cool. I think what we'll probably do is grab the Night Guard. So we'll recruit it to the Throne City, I guess. And we'll do the same with the Warlock. You know what? That's actually great timing. And then maybe we grab one of these serpents. Grab the Storm Scale Serpent. And we'll do another one at the Throne City. There we go. Well, that's excellent. Now, we used a lot. The walls are breached. Again, we're still waiting just for the backup here. The good news is we have all these units coming to our throne, so that's great. Especially if Terran's going to get closer and think about attacking us. In the meantime here, let's see, what's Redfjorn working on? That Warlock still on its way. And then back in Forndusk here. Let's see. All right, we're in good shape. Spellcasting wise, we've got plenty of mana. Not a ton of souls at the moment. Let's get Artisan and Armaments going. Just that straight up critical chance boost. So we'll get that going. That's going to be great. And then I think we might as well just end it there. And then next turn we can siege the city. I wish I had more backup, though, and hadn't had to wait all these extra turns, but it is what it is. I still think we're in pretty good shape. It's just, it's going to be very hard, I think, to contend with Iska, who I think is probably the strongest. Another new Empire skill here. Let's see, what's the next one? City structures cost 20% less gold to build. That's a really nice upgrade. Master Masons. Boy, that would be helpful. I'm really liking the Materium line of things so far. And Astral's pretty cool too. So, again, we just need to get more Imperium. That's the big thing. All right, so let's head underground. Nice. Okay, there we go. Now we should be able to siege this. So let's see if we attack. Yeah, we're bringing everybody in. This is still going to be a very, very challenging battle, and I suspect we're going to have to use a lot of our spell casting. So we'll do it, but boy, this is a tricky battle. As you can see here, I mean, we are definitely up against some very, very tough units, and we're probably going to lose a good chunk of our units as well, I'm guessing. Yeah, and they're just bolstering the heck out of their defense. So we're going to have to rely on our debuffs as much as possible. So I'm thinking if we can... I don't think they have any ranged attacks, though. They're strictly melee units, right? Let's see here. What's this? Inspiring defense. Yeah, so they're strictly melee. So if we can kind of bottleneck them a little bit and fight them almost like one at a time, that might be helpful. Now... this is one of those things where I would actually almost prefer there to be fewer holes in the walls. But if we can really take a advantage of our warlocks here, I think that's going to be our best strategy. So let's group up our units here. We'll let them get slightly closer to us, and then we can charge in there for some, hopefully, good damage. So we'll bring everybody over. We're going to need all hands on deck for this one. Let's see, our hero does have that Summon Elemental ability, which we're going to probably wait one turn to use. Oh, you know what? We can throw Taunted on. That could be actually pretty helpful. And then Shield Wall, that's going to make a big difference for us, I think. So why don't we just fly back here. Drop a Shield Wall for now. Yeah, we'll just throw a Shield Wall up. And then... Oh, and I almost forgot we got units over here as well. So, I wonder if we could pull this Bastion into attacking us on this side of things. That would be kind of nice. Let's see if maybe we can goad them into attacking us on this side. This ability, Crushing Anguish. Always hits, so we'll have to try that one out. Alright, we'll end it there. We're going to have access to our spells starting next turn, so we may want to just start blasting those as much as we can. So these units are going to be buffed into oblivion here, so... Okay, so they're moving out to attack us. Okay, that's great. There's that dang shield wall, though. We also want to make sure our warlocks don't start getting, you know, annihilated. So let's throw a Sundering Curse. Excellent. And then we'll probably throw another one on this group just to kind of spread the curses out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's great. We can summon our unit here shortly, so let's do that. Okay, so I'm thinking we bring our bone golems in and we get real aggressive here. Let's just go for some charging. Do the same over here. Very nice. How does this work? Crushing Anguish. It only works on units that have low or worse. So you do need to debuff the morale. Now, again, that's where if I had taken the other tome, I might have actually been able to use these guys more effectively. But whatever, I'll still use them in battle. I mean, they're a tier 3 unit. They're still pretty solid. So, still okay. Well, yeah, let's hit him with that freezing burst here. Nice, we slowed him as well. That's great. You know what, we can just chip away at them. This could be a bit of a death by 1,000 cuts if we really wanted here, I think. Heck yeah, let's just keep it up. Although, might be nice to also try and debuff that one. But, just keep it going. Now, our hero can move over here and throw down... Oh, I forgot this requires 3. Dang it, that was a mistake. Whoops. Oh, that was kind of silly of me, actually. That was definitely a mistake. All right, we'll throw down our shield wall here to help buff our units. And then the Corrupt Soul can get right in here. Do some big damage. Okay, and they do drop the morale of units as they hit them, which is helpful. We've also got our skeleton here. Fortunately, our skeleton, I've kind of blocked them out of the ability to get into combat, which is too bad. Could even get the finish here with a spell if we really felt like it. But I think might be better off just waiting. You know what? Let's see if we can get over there and just kind of... Yeah, let's see if we can freeze them. Nice, we slowed them down at least. That Corrupt Soul in there. Our Dark Knight. Now, these guys aren't pikemen, they're shield units, so these... the Dark Knight should be fine. Yeah, I think everybody has done their thing, basically, so why don't we just end it there? Although, you know, like I said, might be worth... Yeah, let's get the kill here on this Bastion. With Ice Shackles. Alright, there we go. And, you know, maybe this was overkill. Like, maybe bringing all these extra units was, you know, unnecessary, but... Figured, you know, in this case, I wanted to be kind of better safe than sorry. Nice. That Bone Golem actually tanking damage really well, which is fantastic. Okay, so now... Ooh, look at all these guys coming at us here. This is going to get real nasty real fast. So here we can summon our elemental. Ooh, nice, a magma spirit. Okay, fire bolts, incinerate, explosive phase. What's incinerate do? Well, that's pretty nasty. Firebolt. Oh, wow, that does pretty good damage. And there's also this, which teleports. Definitely don't mind that incinerate. Just thinking what would be best. Well, you know what? Let's just guarantee the kill here if we can. That's still not a guarantee. Okay, well, you know what? We'll get the finish here with our Corrupt Soul. Yep, there we go. Alright, and now we can charge up and hit enemy hero. And we want to probably move our magic users up. Let's start blasting. Get some of those debuffs going if we can. Nice, there's some. Let's do it. Okay. Let's see, can the Bone Golem... Some corpses there to devour, but I think you have to move on top of them to do that, so that's probably not going to be a good option. Let's just start hitting here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We'll just whittle them down here bit by bit. Get our skeletons over. All right, now on this side of things, definitely want to get in behind here. Yep, there we go. Start whittling that morale down as best we can. Oh yeah, big damage here. Very nice. And then we can get a good charge going. Perfect. All right, now let's use some spells here. We've got Ice Shackles. We've got Soulfire. Thinking Soulfire is probably going to be a decent choice. The other option is we go with Soul Overflow to buff our units. Ice Shackles as well could work. I'm thinking probably we go with Soulfire. We hit him like this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're going to take some damage, that's for sure, but let's see what happens. They're boosting each other, which isn't so bad. Oh, dang, there goes one of my bone golems. Okay, they're going after my Snow Spirit. Oh, poor Snow Spirit. There he goes. Okay, not really unexpected that we're losing him. That's kind of what we figured was probably going to happen. Alright, there we go. Good damage. And there's the kill. Yes, excellent. Our Dark Knight can ride in and help us out here with some flanking, so let's do that. Very nice. Alright, we got our Sundering Curses back, so let's throw those on where we can. Throw another one on here. Drop them where possible. Ooh, now here would be a great opportunity. The Incinerate. Oh yeah, we could throw that on and hit 3 enemy units at once. Let's do it. Excellent. All right, our skeleton can get right in there. Do some good cavalry slayer damage. Nice, and we can follow that up with the kill here. Perfect. There's the hero dead. That's big. That's a huge advantage for us now. Bone Golem. Boy, really not doing a whole lot of damage to this guy at this point. Now I'm assuming you actually have to move to that spot to do it. I don't know how this actually works. Oh, you don't? Okay, you can just do it right next to it. Well, that's really helpful. Okay, well, hey, we just learned how that works, so that's great. Maybe I should have done that with the other bone golem, but oh well. At least we learned now. All right, we'll do a little bit of damage here. Cancel the defense, cancel retaliation. Nice, and then we can do big damage. Amazing. We even... Oh, and we can get the finish right here. All right, perfect. Excellent. All right, now, are any of these guys low? They are not, so we will just hit them with some big damage here. Excellent. Everybody else has already done their thing. Our hero... Don't want to get in there and, you know, risk too much damage. So what we'll do instead is we'll go here. We'll do the shield wall. And then... Again, we could cast another spell. Sure, why not, maybe? Might not be necessary at this point, but... let's hit him with an ice shackle here. We'll end our turn. Alright, we're going to take some punishment. Ouch. Alright, that's fine. Now we should be able to wrap things up pretty well here, I'm thinking. Alright, so let's step up, get some blasting going. Nice, there's a weaken that we applied. Go for some more here, maybe. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Oh, yeah. And then we can ride over here, do a heavy charge. Perfect. There's a nice kill. Excellent. And then let's do some magic bolts. Very good. And then here's the final blow. Excellent. So we did lose a couple of units, but nothing too bad. We lost a bone golem and one snow spirit. We did at least get our skeleton out of the bone golem, however. All right, well, maybe I was being a little bit over cautious there, but I'm really glad I took the city over. So we're going to vassalize the city for sure. And then the only thing, of course, is their attitude towards us is going to be impacted a little bit since we did kind of do a hostile takeover. But we can work on that, and maybe we can even get another Whispering Stone to give them to improve that situation. So let's vassalize them. It's going to take us 2 turns to do. In the meantime here, let's see if there's anything else we can see or explore. Thinking our hero, we want to maybe rebalance this stack, so let's move our undead out and move our Dark Knight and our Corrupt Soul in, perhaps. I'm really thinking going back up above ground is probably going to be the right move. Unless there's something... There might be something worth exploring over there. Let's just see if maybe we can... Oh, shoot. Our visibility is kind of terrible underground. Alright, well, let's do this. Enter it. Oh, and they can't even move off it. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's jump back underground here. Go like this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there is something we can clear out at least. We've got this mana node, so maybe we'll clear that and then we'll head back up. Yeah, there we go. We can merge this army and this army, and we'll keep the forces above ground together as a stack. They can maybe go clear out this Archon blood even. All right, now this group, as I said, we're still kind of worried about Terran's army over there. Got another skeleton at least to help us out. This is probably a great place to end it, really. I mean, we accomplished a fair bit. Maybe one thing we'll do is let's go check out this outpost here while we're... Oh, so you do have to siege an outpost. I guess that makes sense. This would take us 4 turns. I don't know if I really want to commit to that right this second. Instead, maybe I would just kind of sneak on by and just see what I can see. Well, we can always turn around and do that next turn, but we're definitely getting Straelak into the mix. I do have to be very cautious just because... hang on now. This Pursuer is at what rank here? I was just seeing that metal Legend. Oh, very cool. Now has Eagle Eye. Let's take a look at what that means. So, I don't know what Eagle Eye is. I don't know if that gives... That must give, like, an extra boost or something. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, here. Maybe this is it. +1 range on physical ranged attacks. Now, that's really, really good. Very cool. I have to be careful, too. I don't want Straelak to get, you know, overextended. That would be very dangerous. So maybe we'll just kind of try to catch up to him a bit with that Warlock. Yeah, and the big question is, so, you know, do we, you know, get aggressive and maybe go after some of Terran's units and then go see what we can do with Silverbridge? You know, maybe we can fight some more Silverbridge's units or something like that. I'm not sure. You know, it's interesting. They do seem to have a lot of undead units, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so kind of what to do with this group here. I'm thinking we, you know, add this skeleton in. Thorndusk, we're going to want to keep producing units. We now have the ability to make iron golems, which is huge. So I'm probably going to at least make one of them in the city just to have a beefy shield unit. Let's just see what else we have before we end it here. Nice. Okay, we got the remains of another hero. Again, we can either animate or sell. And we're just getting that extra mana income as well, which is great. Anything else? Iron Golem is now complete. So yeah, why don't we select our new research here before we flip it over. Ooh, here we go. Raise zombies. These are still some of those necromancer skills. Raise corpses in a 1-hex radius as decaying zombie units that die at the end of battle. Restore undead. Restore 20 hit points of all undead units in target friendly army. That's a friendly army spell. Versus a combat spell. I think I'd rather have the combat spell, to be honest. This would be good too, though, so I'm going to lock that one to try to get it next time. And then we'll just do raise zombies first. And now we have artisan armaments ready to go, so let's cast that. Just a straight boost to our critical hit chance, which is huge. Oh, and look at this. The infestation will patrol its domain for the next 3 turns. Oh, so, okay, never mind. Those undead that I was seeing, they weren't Silverbridge's troops. They were the army of the... I didn't even read it closely. They're the army of this haunted graveyard. Oh, yeah, so they've got a bunch of undead that are patrolling. And let's just quickly, before we end it, let's take a quick look at this again. Nice. We have a pact of cooperation in a single turn. That's amazing. There, you can see Terran. So we're now ahead of Terran in our diplomacy with Sorcerer's Solace, which is really good. And that's probably because of that little quest they gave us where we agreed to pay the gold. And then once we get to pact of cooperation, we're going to boost the allegiance probably to speed things up even further. We also, before I end it, I keep saying that, but before I end it here, might be worth just seeing. So we have about 200 Imperium at the moment. We could save up and get one of these really excellent upgrades. You know, we've got plenty of them here, from our Astral ones to our Master Masons would be good. I mean, we've got lots of really good choices. I think there's one here that ups the city cap. Yeah, I mean, here's a good one. We could grab this for 200 Imperium and increase our city cap. That way, if we want to build that city underground or, you know, bring in Dim Tur, and then there's the other option is we could go to Dim Tur and wait one more turn and then integrate the city. So a lot of good choices there. I'm leaning towards integrating Dim Tur first, and then after that, we can then do the rest. So that's what I'm thinking. And then, of course, what do we do with Straelak? Do we attack the outpost? Do we just bypass the outpost and keep moving? You know, should I maybe wait for some more units? Gain lots of choices, lots of things to try to decide on. But I think we're in a pretty good spot overall. I'm reasonably happy with how it's going. So let's zoom out, get a good look. Man, if we can get Sorcerer Solace as a vassal eventually, oh, that would be amazing. All right, so we are going to save it here. I'm going to call this one First Series, Episode 8. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.